what are some of those mundane tasks that procurement teams are doing right now or workflows that they're doing that generative AI 1000% is going to be able to help?
Yeah, I mean, 1000%. And the mundane use cases are sort of my favorite. Right now, I'm building something for myself that is going to take the school administration emails, all the emails from the teacher, the sports activities, the things that, every day I am synthesizing this information myself, right? And it's going to take these emails and it's going to just give me bullet points of who do I owe money to? Were my kids specifically mentioned anywhere? What dates do I need to think about? And of course, this is a different world, right? Because when we start to get into industry applications, we start to think about like the interconnectedness of our data, which really is going to be one of the big things that holds people back. It's not the building the models. A lot of these things we have, libraries and stuff that we can string together, but it's the regulatory and compliance, the ethics and everything else. And so where I really see the mundane tasks in the procurement space getting a lot of help is being able to do this same type of synthesizing in procurement, but for things like templates for RFPs and RFQs based on requirements and specifications, help with purchase order generation. And that will really allow these procurement professionals more time to focus on strategically leveraging this information rather than spending their time doing that. But again, it's the hurdles are the things that aren't actually building the model. But I
Facts. I love
huge. I
that.
think the mundane stuff, the opportunities there is huge.
Oh, 100%. Maria, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this? These mundane tasks, like we got to get these people out of this low frequency, low touch point. What are some of those mundane or
Well,
workflows from your perspective, Maria?
from my perspective, again, it's going through RFPs, RFQs, the tendering processes, selecting suppliers, scenario planning. If things go wrong, all of that is just necessary stuff, but it's stuff that occupies a lot of time. And again, if we throw in that complexity element, and one of the big fears people have is, oh my God, is AI going to come and take my job, right? No, not at all. AI is going to come and make your job a whole lot easier so that you can
Boom.
spend time on the things that actually add value to business, that will really set your business apart, give it competitive advantage, right? And so no one wants to be wading through contractual language. I mean, maybe some people do, lawyers do, but I think if you work in procurement, you don't really want to go into 25 pages deep into some language to select your supplier. Now, I want to also add something else, which is as we start to drive sustainability initiatives, carbon footprint tracking, all of those things, that's complex stuff. I'm at a conference now and I saw a really fascinating presentation about trying to get the carbon footprint on all of the supplier line, right? And when you think of products that are so complex that have multiple tiers in order to get made, that kind of work is extremely complex and it is extremely tedious. And there's not a lot of really standardized measuring either. So having to interpret all of those things and then create workflows and models based on scenario planning. How am I going to choose this one? Or what if this one isn't available and that one isn't available? I think all of those things can just be put into AI and make the selection process a lot easier.
Nice, nice. Yeah. Consolidate, making it a lot easier. I think it gets to Kristen's point, right? Christine point is where consolidating it, bringing this all together in like one cohesive place. Then what are your thoughts?
Well, again, it's back to something Maria said earlier. This isn't a generative AI or really any kind of AI story. It's a people story. One of my
Hmm.
first clients in data science was in the supply chain domain, and they picked me, a really small company, over a whole lot of larger companies because, I later found out it was because I talked about their challenges and how solutions would meet their needs and what kind of value it would create instead of talking about AI, data, big data. And I think we get caught in this trap where we begin to say, oh, we're going to automate your mundane tasks. Well, right, but we don't ask, what are these mundane tasks? We sort of
Nice.
tell you, this is what we're going to do for you. But we should be asking you, what would you like me to do for you? And I think this is a big opportunity, especially in areas like procurement and supply chain, because it's so complex that data scientists and developers, we're not domain experts, and there's no way. So back to talking about not replacing people, we can't. I mean, come on. You see how complex this is. So there's an important collaboration that I'm really excited about. When it comes to mundane tasks, we're taking a lot off your plate, but I think the collaboration component between developers and non-developers to actually build solutions together is huge. Data scientists and non-data scientists working together. That's what I see as most exciting. So we're talking about taking things off of your plate on one side, but we're also talking about bringing you into the creation process and the development process in a way that leverages your domain expertise and provides some tools. It's one of the things generative AI does is it lets non-developers, non-data scientists do some of our work. It's not just about accessibility to the data and to automation. It's also about accessibility to a little bit of our world. And I think that collaborative approach is where we go moving forward.